and this is our local Woolworths in Maleny, and you wouldn't believe, but in 2005 it was a really controversial place. In fact, a lot of people got arrested here. Some people even tied themselves to a local bunya tree because they didn't want this Woolworths to be developed, and we'll tell you why in a second. So today we want to show you a part of Maleny that we know and you may not know. This is the Obi Obi Creek, and this is the boardwalk walk on the Obi Obi Creek, and there's something very special about this boardwalk and this creek. So this is a beautiful walk because it takes you through paddocks and also through the woods alongside the Obi Obi Creek.
Morning.
So we've just come off that main street in Maleny that's called Bunya Street, and opposite that Woolworths that was very controversial in the early 2000s is this Obi Obi walk. And the reason it was so controversial, its development was such a big thing for this area because the Obi Obi Creek is one of the few places in Australia where platypus are known to breed. Or is it platypi? Anyway, so it's a breeding place, and the locals knew this and they wanted to protect it, and they were really worried about what a big supermarket development right on the creek would do. So there were massive protests around that 2005. We remember because we were living in Budrum on the Sunshine Coast at the time, and it was on the news every night and it was in the local papers. But today the Obi Obi Creek and this beautiful Obi Obi walk still exists, and the Woolworths has been developed, and it's not so noticeable as you're coming into town. You really only see the Woolworths sign. So as far as we know, there are still platypus breeding here, and actually we do know that because Paul and I saw one in the distance a few months ago. So they are still breeding here. The boardwalk has become more popular, and the Woolworths has survived. It's developed and locals use it. I think also another thing, when you live in a local country town like this, we have an IGA supermarket, and people want to support the IGA supermarket. It's run by a local family, and we get that too. But both seem to be doing very well because of course Maleny's become, and this whole district's become very popular, and so they're both meeting the needs of this growing population. Come for a walk, see a bit more of the walk, and let's see if we can see a platypus or two. So the Sunshine Coast Council called this the Peace in the Trees walk, and it starts from where the boardwalk ends and it goes all the way past where the platypus are, all the way up to the golf course, and it's a fantastic walk. But you can also ride your bike as well, and I don't think a lot of people from out of town know about it. Yeah, I don't think so, because as we go along the path, every time we've taken this walk we always see local people. So it's a great thing to know, isn't it, to take this walk. You can park anywhere near Woolies, Maleny Library, even the main street, and you can jump onto the boardwalk that way. So it's a great thing to know. Let's keep going. Okay, so now we're at the platypus platform, and when you go through this this subtropical rainforest walk, it's not far in. It's only about 10 minutes, because this walk will go, you can keep going for probably another maybe 45 minutes or an hour, and it's an absolutely beautiful walk. I just thought that I'd tell you a little bit about the platypus because a lot of people wouldn't know. They're one of the few mammals that lay eggs, and they're very culturally important to Indigenous people because they used to hunt platypus for their food going years and years back. So they're very, very shy, The breeding season is between June and October, and they're very, very cute. They have a tail like a beaver, and they have a bill like a duck. They're brown, they're about this long, they're about this wide, and yeah, very cute. But because they're painfully shy, it's not easy to see one, but we'll have a look for you. If we see a little bit of movement in the water, we'll stay here. We won't keep the camera on the whole time. We'll see if we can find one, hey? Where? Oh yeah, can you see him floating on the top? Here he is. Can you see him? There he is. Far away. How fantastic to see them in their native habitat, hey? Isn't that the best? He's looking straight to us and then he ducks down. Wasn't that the best? What a way to start the day, hey? It's about 9 o'clock in the morning here in Maleny, and I hope you got to see the platypus from our footage. We're pretty far away. How many metres do you think we are?
Yeah, 30 maybe.
Probably 30 metres away. So Paul was using the GoPro and I'm using my phone, trying to magnify it as much as I could. But we could see him, and what a way to start the day, hey? To see a platypus. Just awesome. So just goes to show how, you know, eventually they, with that story I was telling you, they all came together with the community and it had a happy ending. We've still got the platypus here, living, breeding in the Obi Obi Creek. The locals have another supermarket, so they've got a choice of two now. And we have this beautiful bike and walking path going through this beautiful subtropical rainforest. Pretty good, hey? I think it is anyway. So just a quick one today. We're going to pop down and have a coffee. Don't know if you noticed, but on that boardwalk there's a cafe there. So we hope that you have a wonderful weekend wherever you are. What an amazing start to the day. It's going to take all day to get this smile off my face. I'm over the moon because I just wanted to share that with you. It's one thing to say that this is a platypus platform, but if you don't see one, it doesn't feel like a platypus platform. I know, because I've been here before when you can't see them. So hope you enjoyed this video and we'll see you next week. If you remember, we didn't have our Tesla for very long when we parked at the Woolies car park, and some kids threw rocks from underneath the boardwalk and it hit our car. We're at the car park, in the exact same car park. And I've got to give credit where credit's due, because we complained about the rocks and they put up a fence. So they threw the rocks from somewhere over there under the boardwalk, and that's where we had our coffee. Anyway, we just thought that might be a little bit interesting for people. Not a happy ending, but nothing beats a platypus, does it? Oh.